How to make anyone obsessed with you. What if I told you there's a hidden psychological trigger that makes people addicted to you? Not your looks, not your money. A loophole in the human mind. I tested this for 90 days. Strangers remembered my name, exes came crawling back. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to flip this switch. Smash like right now if you want this power. Because what comes next, it's dangerous if you're not ready. The shocking truth about attraction. Let me tell you about Jake. Average height, balding, worked at a cell phone store. But everywhere he went, women tripped over themselves to talk to him. Meanwhile, my gym rat friend Dave, six-pack, perfect hair, got ghosted constantly. That's when I realized, attraction isn't about luck or looks, it's a predictable science, and Jake had cracked the code. These 3 dark psychology principles control exactly who we obsess over. And once you see them, you'll spot them everywhere, in ads, movies, even your ex's behavior. What comes next will change how you see every relationship, permanently. 1. The Scarcity Trigger. How to make yourself irresistibly rare. Your brain is wired with a fatal flaw. It values what's scarce 11 times more than what's abundant. That's why diamonds cost more than water, and why that last active 3 days ago profile gets flooded with messages. Here's how the pros do it. For every 5 times you're warmly responsive, strategically withdraw attention once, not randomly when they least expect it. Watch how they suddenly double text. Text back immediately 5 times in a row. Be engaging. Then accidentally leave them on read once. Their brain will scream, wait, why aren't they chasing me? 2. The mystery effect. The addictive art of strategic disclosure. The human brain would rather starve than leave a puzzle unsolved. That's why Netflix auto-plays the next episode. Why magicians show the trick before the reveal. And why you must master the 50% disclosure technique. Her, how was your weekend? You, almost died skydiving? But anyway, how's your salad? Now her brain is obsessed with filling in those blanks. Create mystery anchors, physical objects that beg questions. Wear a hospital bracelet for 2 dates, then casually mention that crazy ER trip on the 3rd. They'll be hooked. 3. The emotional roller coaster. Why nice guys finish last and how to fix it. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Your brain is addicted to emotional whiplash. That's why villains get fan clubs while nice characters get forgotten. Stable equals boring. Unpredictable, irresistible. Share something vulnerable. I used to stutter as a kid, then immediately pivot to absurdity, which made robbing banks real awkward. This creates addictive emotional whiplash. MIT studies show unpredictable rewards trigger 3x more dopamine than predictable ones. Slot machines use this, so do toxic exes. Now you'll use it ethically. I learned this the hard way. Use the roller coaster technique too hard on someone I genuinely cared about. Next thing I knew, she was sobbing in a Starbucks asking, "Why do you hot and cold me?" That's when I realized, these aren't weapons, they're amplifiers. Use them to highlight your authentic self, not create a false one. Otherwise, you'll build a house of mirrors where no connection is real. The dark side of dark psychology. A year ago, I met someone who completely disarmed me. Brilliant, compassionate, with this quiet confidence that made my chest tighten every time she walked into a room. She was way out of my league, and against all odds, she liked me back. And then, I destroyed it. Not because I didn't care, but because I got addicted to the power of these exact psychological triggers. I was so obsessed with controlling the attraction between us that I stopped participating in it. Every conversation became a strategy session. Every text was calculated for maximum dopamine impact. And then one night after I'd staged this whole scarcity disappearance for 3 days, she showed up at my door unannounced. Not crying, not angry, just tired. She looked me dead in the eyes and said, "I don't even know who you are anymore. The man I fell for? Was any of that real?" Here's the brutal truth I had to learn. These psychological triggers, They're not creation tools, they're amplification tools. They can't manufacture genuine connections where none exists. Used without integrity, they're just emotional pyrotechnics, spectacular fireworks that leave nothing but smoke and emptiness behind. You'll find yourself in a house of mirrors, surrounded by reflections of relationships that feel intense, but crumble the moment reality touches them. This isn't about manipulation. It's not about control. It's about doing the real work, becoming someone who is irresistibly authentic, and then using these principles to highlight the truth of who you are. To create connections that don't just start strong, but last. Because the alternative? It's not just lonely, it's exhausting. And you deserve better than that. A 2022 study in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships found that relationships initiated via gamified attraction tactics, like artificial scarcity, had a 68% higher collapse rate within 3 months compared to organic connections. Why? Because at some point, the mask always slips. Now, some dating coaches will tell you, who cares if it's manipulative? If it works, it works. But here's what they won't admit. Every time you use these tools without integrity, you're training your brain to see relationships as transactions. And that shit bleeds into every area of your life. Your friendships, your career, even your self-worth. Compare that to my friend who used these same principles ethically. He focused on being genuinely interesting, mystery effect, set boundaries without games, scarcity trigger, and embraced his weird humor, emotional roller coaster. 2 years later, he's engaged to someone who adores him, not because he tricked her, but because he became irresistible on his own terms. So here's your litmus test. Before you deploy any of these tactics, ask, am I doing this to hide or to highlight? If it's the former, delete the text, walk away, build something real first. Which brings us to the right way to use this power. Ready to learn how to make obsession authentic? Let's talk about the next steps. Your challenge starts today. Pick one tactic, scarcity, mystery, or roller coaster, and deploy it within the next 24 hours. Then come back and comment what happens. I rate every single one. And if you think this was explosive, next, I will reveal how to erase yourself from someone's mind. Yes, seriously. Don't miss it. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Thanks for staying with me till now. I will see you in the next one.